Alright, YouTube. It's another day. Bright and early. Just raining a whole lot last night, right? It started around maybe 3, 4, and it just kept going for hours and hours. So, yeah. Taking a look around. I'm not sure how well it shows up on camera, but everything is looking so green. So I mulched these blueberry plants while it was raining, right? So that way the mulch would really get nice and wet. But I've seen them. The rabbits have been coming through, and they keep biting on all the leaves and whatnot of this. So this guy's doing a whole lot better. He gave another fruit, and the fruit's from this guy. Very sweet, very tasty. The blackberry is also doing pretty well. It's shedding some leaves over here, but I'm not too terribly worried about it because of how healthy the rest of the leaves look. Cherry tree is doing just fine. A lot of those yellow leaves and whatnot, those have all fallen off, and the ones that are left, yeah, they got some sunspots, but they're looking pretty healthy. Yeah, overall, I'm not too worried about this cherry tree now. Again, while it was raining, I came through and I mulched a bunch of these plants. This mulberry is doing just fine. It's doing really good, actually. And so what my plan is to come in next year, and not entirely sure how well you can see it, but there's a lot of twisted branches all throughout this entire tree. So for this year, I'm going to let it establish, and then next year I'm going to come in and really trim it back and help it start to grow in a way that's a lot easier to maintain, right? Because if you let these branches grow and twist up on each other, it's just bad for the plant. It'll smother itself. Yeah, so this raspberry here looks like it died. I'm not entirely sure if it has or hasn't. These roots are pretty hardy. The other two plants are doing just fine next to the mulberry, but we'll see. We'll see if it comes back next year. So I've been working. I put a little beginning of a bed liner of stone here, but let me just show you what this is. For those of you who don't know, this is an asparagus plant. Right? This whole bed I planted with my father is now starting to come up. You can see a whole bunch of little sprouts. That's a grass, but there's a good amount of asparagus coming up around here. All throughout these beds. Right? I have 3 different types of cultivars in here. I forget the names of them, but I know one of them's from Vermont. So, yeah, really excited about the asparagus. I keep on finding. Oh, there's another little guy right there. That's an asparagus. Right, whole bunch of asparagus. I was very, very excited to see this stuff coming up because, well, I love asparagus, and I mean, I'm sure people watching understand just how ridiculously expensive asparagus can be. So, and this is one of them plants that comes back year after year. So I was reading the comments, and yeah, asparagus is one of them plants that they say not to harvest for the first 3 years, realistically. Sometimes you can get away with a harvest after 2 years, but realistically 3 years, so that way the plant can establish itself, and you can just cut it up and eat it, and it'll still come back. Right, if I were to harvest any of these shoots now, there's no way the plant would make it. So it's going to take a couple years for these guys to establish, but yeah, I'm gonna have a whole bed of asparagus here. That's a quick little gauge of how much water we got yesterday. It was a slow rain though, so it really did soak in. While it was raining, right as it started to come down, I stopped what I was doing and I started mulching a bunch of things, right? And I started mulching this barrier, right? This berm, this check dam, whatever you want to call it. Because it's water infrastructure, I figured, well, I'll put down some straw, and with any luck, it'll help a bunch of grasses and native forbs and stuff just take root and grow. So it's still wet. It's very wet. So this is going to help stuff grow. I am convinced of that, especially with these especially with this constant steady rain we've been getting. It's the monsoon season after all, so yeah, I'll be sure to give updates on that. Alright, now over here I have the healthiest raspberry patch, right? This is two plants really, but these guys are just doing wonderfully. They're planted in a place where they're getting direct full sun for extended periods of time throughout the day, right? We got a bunch of new shoots coming up. The grasses are growing real long. I mean, this guy is just exploded. Yeah, this guy is, these guys love it right here. So, I think one thing that really helped was, for a while I was throwing all my tea leaves. You see them here, right? All my tea leaves. Right on top of all these sticks and elk droppings and whatnot. It acted as a real good mulch before I got some straw, so yeah, this guy is just, wow, these guys are doing great. I'm thinking I'm gonna get some good fruits next year, so I'm excited for that. Alright, little update on the raspberry patch under this grove of trees here. These guys are doing good. The potatoes are doing very well. Something's been coming through and nibbling the leaves. Huh. Just noticed that now. Don't know what I'm gonna do about that. Might be deer or elk or who knows. Anyhow, yeah, these guys are doing good. They're just not doing as good, and I think a lot of that comes down to they're not getting as direct sun for as long. So I planted these guys here in the shade because I knew that at the very least, even if they didn't get direct sun, they would make it. And these guys are making it, but now I know that this variety of raspberry, it likes that full direct sun, even at altitude, even in dry conditions, right? Even when the UV index hits 13, 14 sometimes, they like full sun. So yeah, and a lot of people might be thinking, oh, Mr. Nick, you got to be worried about raspberries. They're super invasive. And normally I'd say yeah, but I think where I'm at gets 13 inches of rain annually, and that's not really enough for these guys to become invasive. These guys need more water than that. I've been watering these every day, so I'm not terribly concerned about them spreading and destroying the local ecosystem. Alright, there's my build site. I do have a good stockpile of sifted soil, so I'll be able to keep working on construction. I had a feeling when it was dry and the soil was able to be sifted, I should make a bit of a stockpile, so I did that. 2 days ago. Here you can see a hole where I've been collecting a lot of soil from. Yeah. And so I'm going to keep digging this down and removing all these stones. I'd like to just kind of walk you through the plan here. The plan is to dig this down some more and then put all this dead fell over here too, down into this hole, right? And expand all this, move all these stones as best I can out of the way, and build up a big wall that comes out about yay high, right? Maybe a bit more, maybe this high. Alright, just keep building up this stone wall and you know, fill in all of this behind it. Fill it all up with wood and soil, and then just slowly and surely water it. Right, and then I'm gonna plant a bunch of vegetables on top of it, bunch of food. The reason why I'm gonna be going through all that effort is because, well, realistically, there's just not a lot of flat ground in this area, right? It takes a lot of work to make a legit garden bed. So instead of digging down a lot, I figure I'll just fill in as much as I can, because digging down is very difficult in this kind of soil. It's a lot more stone and rock and boulders than anything else. So being able to go through and pick out all the big stuff and then use it to build up, you know, the retaining wall, filling it all in with wood and as little soil as possible, and watering it in, letting nature do its thing, turning all of that dead fell I have around here into a valuable, rich soil. That's the way to do it. I've been thinking about buying a big, no joke, wood chipper to help with some of these larger branches. You know, I'll need a chainsaw for the bigger stuff, but with the larger branches, just being able to stick that in a chipper, mulch it all down, and then shovel it wherever I need it to be, right? If it is in this future garden, or even if it's just around, let's just say that tree right there, for example, right? It's doing fine right now, it's nice and green, but putting a bunch of wood chips from all the dead fell around it, right under that tree, man, that's going to help so much. Especially with how, you know, this tree is dead, that tree's 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 dead. There's so many dead trees around here. They gotta go down, they gotta get cut down, not only for wildfire risk, but just to start thinning them out, picking out the ones that are good for construction, storing those in one place, and you know, chopping off the limbs, using those. Yeah. I don't know if that's a very clear way of putting it. Feel free, if you are confused, down in the comments. I will write it out and give a better explanation in the future, but yeah, I figured I'd give you some progress on this right here, because this is going to be a huge project. But that's one of the few ways to get good soil here, because I ain't made out of money. Alright, I think I'll end this video off with a final update on the foundation. I have been working on it bit by bit, little by little. I'm not sure how tall it was in the last update, but this is how tall it is now. Be working on it some more today, but probably won't get that in this video. Yep. it's really taking shape. It really does look like a stone foundation. So yeah. One more angle. I have been going out and collecting stone here and there as the weather lets me, whenever it's not too terribly hot. Yeah, so I think this is where I'm going to call it. If you liked the video, give it a like. Let me know down in the comments what more you want to see. I know you guys said something about long form content. Guys, I gotta get this house built before I can really do that. You know, if you want more construction updates, landscaping updates, you want me to go through my thought processes or whatever, let me know down in the comments. Yeah, but that's gonna be it for this video.